Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Big day today. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis and quoting Samson Mao. Bitcoin dropped 5,000 on some fake news from a no-name analyst. Imagine what happens when a dozen ETFs are approved, and smart smash market buying. Let's go. We'll also be sharing the latest updates from Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seyfarth, as well as Marathon Digital breaks their own record with 1,853 Bitcoin mined in the month of December. Let's get it. Also, the SEC has been backed into a corner on the Bitcoin ETF approval. I'll be breaking this down for you, as well as only 39% of financial advisors believe that a Bitcoin ETF will be approved this year in 2024. We'll also be discussing rumor mill goes into overdrive for the spot Bitcoin ETF approval today. On Friday, we'll be discussing the likelihood. Also, spot Bitcoin ETF capital. Could the funds potentially buy up all the Bitcoin currently in circulation? I'll be sharing this with you, as well as BlackRock Bitcoin ETF rejection conspiracy. And quoting Alex Jones, BlackRock is the conductor controlling over 85% of planetary wealth. 99% of the Fortune 500 take direct orders from BlackRock. Larry Fink openly brags about how he controls our behavior through the ESG regime. I'll be breaking down this latest report from Alex Jones. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome, crypto fam. Happy January 5th. Let me know if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. I appreciate it. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. I know we're earlier than normal here today. Tomorrow we'll be back to our normal broadcast time of 3 p.m. Eastern, but today we're early, 11:30 a.m. You know what I mean? Welcome, Earl Harris. I appreciate that, family. What up, BizOpX? What it do? SF Hoddle in the building. Jennifer Conkright, good to see ya. Passive income with AI. Good morning, brethren. What up, Mick Lovin? How's it poppin'? Let me know. Light up that chat. I appreciate it. Jeff Rhodes says Texas is here. Good to note. Loud and clear. Microphone check. Good to note. Thank you, family. Lax Guy says early today. Happy to catch it live. Yeah, we got to switch it up just to keep you guys on your toes. So from time to time, we switch up the time just to catch other people. What up? Loud and clear and smooth. Good to know, Jennifer. I appreciate your feedback. So are you guys anticipating the ETF approval today? Let me know. There is a live poll in the chat right now. And let me know by a sign of hands here if you think ETF will get approved today. Put a 1 in the live chat. It's still early. It's only 11:30 a.m. Eastern time at the time of the live stream. So let me know, family, if you're expecting the ETF approval. If you think the ETF approval will be next week, you know what I mean, by the 10th, which is the deadline, put a 2 in the live chat. So 1 if you think approval today, 2 if you think approval by next week, and 3 if you think this mofo is going to get delayed and we're not going to get the approval in January. Let me know, family. Appreciate it. What up, gents? Put a 1 in there. Almost evening here in Denmark, representing. Shout out to Morton. Appreciate that. Shout out to Howard Clark. Shout out to James Elsey. Good to see you. 1111. We got a 2 from Lax Guy. Demi put a 1. Next, get your mind out of the gutter with those 69s. God. What up, Top Roller? 2. Jeff Rhodes says 2. Earl says 1. Maybe within the next hour. Wouldn't that be something if we get the approval during the live stream? That would be lit. 1 from Colorado. Let's go, baby. 2, says Ilya. X Spicy put a 3. 1, but only BlackRock's. That would be an interesting scenario. They get the first mover's advantage there. Shout out Balco Bulls. What up, Subby? If they do it today, it would only give crypto enthusiasts the weekend to accumulate and Wall Street not to do it. It will be approved on Monday or Tuesday, not a Friday. That's good logic there, Subby. Thank you, fam. Mexico City in the building. 420. Happy 420. 2 from Egg. 2 from Tester. Elaine, where's your hat from Canada? When I have the fresh fade, I go a few days without the hat. 2 says Faris. Mr. Plashy put a 1. Howard 2. Fernando 2. Nothing has ever been approved on a Friday. It's usually the second Tuesday of the month, says Subby. Hello, family. No ETF until March. Bitcoin to 75G, says Mohammed. Call your brothers out there and ask when we're going to get this Saudi Arabia and Qatar adoption, family. Yahim put a 2. Mohammed put a 69 as well. I voted 2, but I want a 1. At least you're honest. Sandman, let's go, JB. Hit that like button, peeps. I appreciate that. Look at the approval dates, Monday and Tuesday historically, says Subby, until March. Lax skies, 3 would be interesting as the SEC would have to deal with many lawsuits. Good point. Howard, no approval until March. Government incompetence for the win. Expect the unexpected. Amen, Hurl. That's what's up. 3 says Sandman. Morton put a 1. It would be great if approved and a God candle happening during the show. Yeah, I mean, for the sake of the show, we got to make that happen. That'd be amazing. What up, Sarah? Appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. We got to get to 67,000 subs today. We're only like maybe 100 subs away. I think we'll cross it. 4 more days is what I am thinking, says Subby. Right on. Congratulations, Will. Thanks for joining the MicroStrategy membership of the channel. Greatly appreciate the support. It will be approved for some applicants next week, the 11th hour, and others will be delayed, says Moonwalker. Ernesto, what do you think about Bitcoin Cash? Goots Nuez? I'm not a fan. Keeping it 100. I'm not a Roger Ver fan or Bitcoin Cash fan because I don't respect the enemies of Bitcoin. I mean, for what it's worth. What up, Joseph? I appreciate your family subbing to the podcast. What up, Passive? What up, Will? Jennifer, good to see the fam. But anyways, without further ado, we do got a lot to cover. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also, be sure to smash the like if you're gaining value out of today's stream, and also hit the bell icon to turn on notifications. This helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm, and it will help achieve our goal of 100,000 subs here sooner than later, alongside the Bitcoin price action, because we know 6 figures is incoming. It's inevitable and only a matter of time. Today is pod episode number 1513. I'm your host, JV, and today is January 5th, 2024, and a big day in the crypto market as some are anticipating ETF approval today. If not today, the top experts are saying it will happen before January 10th, which is next week, right around the corner. So let's go, and happy TGIF. Checking out our market watch as we do each and every day. We got Bitcoin and all the alts currently pulling back and in the red, but a very modest correction. We still got Bitcoin above $43,600 at the time of the live stream. We got Ether down 1.6%, trading at just above $2,200. And zooming out on the monthly to get a more broader perspective, you can see we now have Bitcoin actually in the red on the month, down just 1%. Solana's up 61%, BNB up 36%, Cardano up 25%, and AVAX up 48% roughly. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits at 1.65 trillion with 77.77 billion. What up? In volume in the past 24 hours, Bitcoin dominance back on the rise at 51.8%, and the Ether dominance is at 16.3%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours, Osmo is up 7%, followed by FTT and Stacks, and very modest gainers because the majority of the top cryptos are correcting and in the red, as you can see here. Now, which altcoins are you most bullish on for this bull run? Let me know in that live chat, fam. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective, let's kick it on the daily. Virtually everything is in the red, minus a handful of tokens. And zooming out on the monthly, overall, many of the alts are actually in the green, with some even up 100 or 200%. Shout out to SF Hodl, spending good vibes for approval today. Send it, SF Hodl. I appreciate the super family. Much love. Much respect. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated as 72 greed. Yesterday, 68. Last week, 65. And last month, a 72 in greed. So there you have it. And if you're just joining the stream, welcome, family. Michael Amos, what it do? UFO Nut. We got Shirley Fortress. Good to see you, family. The Go Pulse faucet is still paying out. I don't even know what that means. Michael says, Jasmine. Is that Japanese version of Bitcoin that you were referencing last week? I think the game is going to take all year. Christmas, 100K, criminals run the show, sadly. Well, that's a given. We know criminals are running the show. There is no second best. Thanks for a reminder, Earl. Do we have Mr. Saylor on the line?
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There is no second best crypto asset.
Well said, Michael. What up, Paul Gamble? Will, what it do? Today or not today? That's the question. Yeah, what do you guys likely think? Let me know. We already have 175 votes in the poll. Hey, good day. Keep the good work and keep us informed. You're very welcome. Today's focus is all about the ETFs, as well as some conspiracies and thoughts from Alex Jones on BlackRock. I'm so glad that Alex is back on X. You know what I mean? Because now I get to cover his analysis and his thoughts. And of course, he has been blowing the whistle on BlackRock for a very long time, just as Max Kaiser has been. Breaking news, Bitcoin ETF just rejected. Says Blake, this could be fake news. We need to verify that if that is factual. But yeah, I don't know about all that. I'm still leaning towards next week for the approval. What do you guys think? Let me know. The SEC will wait until the last possible minute to approve it, says Daniel Cormier. Shout out to DC. What's your take by the end of the day? I'm not anticipating approval on a Friday. I think a good point was made earlier in the chat. Typically, like Wall Street is not going to approve something on the weekend because they can't really do much about it. I did also hear that BlackRock is seeding their ETF today, just a 10 mil. They didn't do it the other day when we were anticipating it. So it looks like they're going to do that today. And then more than likely, we get the ETF approval next week, according to the experts. But as you say, expect the unexpected. Anything's possible. ICP to 50 bucks. Meta's Dow, 100. What is that? A thou? Just making some predictions here, Mohammed. How about them Miami tall creatures? Oh man, I did see something on X where there was like hundreds of police cars in Miami. So what's going on in Miami? Is they're saying some 10-foot creatures, some UFO beings. Gary killing me softly with his words, telling my whole life. Yeah. Shout out Lauryn Hill. And who's the original who created that? Was it Roberta Flack? Epic. Coinbase sucks. No love for Coinbase. Bro and the team, Toff, what up? Greetings from Southwest Florida. Are you seeing any 10-foot beings? Let me know if you're in Florida there. There was a big thing going on that I saw on X earlier with more police vehicles than I have ever seen before. Today, after the U.S. market closes, gives the possibility for time for the first trades next week. Would make the weekend very interesting in the Monday U.S. market open. Good point, Nate. Thank you for sharing. Did BlackRock buy the 10 million worth of Bitcoin or not yet? Ask Mario. The reports say they're doing it today. I didn't hear the official announcement, though, so who knows? Just distractions, fam? Probably, because now that the Epstein list is public and they just launched another massive report, you already know what's on everyone's mind right now. Shout out to Alan Zed. I appreciate you subscribing to the pod, family. Push the likes. I appreciate that. What up, broski? It's a coming. Good to see you, Cryptolution. What it do? Let's get it. These boys out here getting liquidated. Keith, they sure are. Fuji-La. Yeah, the Fuji album, that was so lit. The score, that was definitely a classic. One of the best albums that I could recall at that time. Yeah, good stuff. What up? Welcome everyone just joining the pod. We now got over 400 people here. We're just getting started. We just did our market watch. Next, let's dive into our Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out the charts where the Bitcoin price action is most likely to go next. This headline reads, will Bitcoin price surpass 46,000 before the approval of the Bitcoin ETF? Let me know your thoughts on that question. The 9.6% intraday Bitcoin price correction on January 3rd dropped the price to just under 41,000, creating turmoil and substantial losses for derivative traders. This is evident from the 137 million worth of leveraged long futures liquidations, marking the highest in over 4 months. But fortunately for the bulls, shout out my long-term hodlers, Bitcoin price rebounded somewhat quickly and currently trades at just around 44,000. This has raised the question of whether the Bitcoin price can reach 46 before the upcoming SEC decision on the many pending spot Bitcoin ETF applications. What are your thoughts on that? Now, the surging U.S. government debt and expectations of interest rate cuts by the U.S. Fed provide a constructive scenario for the risk-on markets, including crypto. Minutes from the recent Federal Open Market Committee meeting released on January 4th, it strengthened expectations of the quarter point cuts this year. Notably, U.S. government debt interest had exceeded $1 trillion per year, not surprising, as per reported by Bloomberg. Mounting debt and political discord in the U.S. have led to credit rating downgrades for the country. Fitch downgraded its sovereign debt rating from a AAA to a AA plus in August of last year. And Moody's warned of a potential downgrade for the remaining AAA rating. House Republicans aim to cut spending below the levels agreed upon in the June debt ceiling deal, while the Senate Democrats oppose such cuts, leaving the threat of a government shutdown looming. Now, investors are pricing in further U.S. government debt issuance and the subsequent loss of the dollar's purchasing power. This trend tends to affect other fiat currencies, such as central banks following the Fed's lead, keeping high interest rates to restrain economic growth. However, the U.S. deficit could become unsustainable if the Monetary Authority insists on achieving the 2% inflation target before lowering the interest rates. Now, y'all know that these numbers are always fudge. They can create inflation rates at whatever numbers they want. All they have to do is control the metrics, right? Now, Bitcoin futures display resilience after the January 3rd price crash. To determine whether Bitcoin's price gains after the January 3rd crash can continue and potentially break above the 46 resistance, one must analyze Bitcoin derivative markets. It's important to note that the 137 million liquidation occurred on January 3rd did not decimate the bulls. In fact, we recovered roughly within 24 hours from the time that FUD was published, so keep that in mind. And to understand professional trader positions after the surprise rally, one should analyze Bitcoin derivative metrics. Bitcoin monthly futures typically trade at a 5 to 10% annualized premium compared with the spot markets, indicating that the sellers demand additional money to postpone their settlement. The current Bitcoin futures premium stands at 18%, remaining unchanged from the previous week. The unusual aspect was the exaggerated 31% peak, which occurred January 2nd. Traders displaced excessive confidence in the ETF approval odds before January 10th, relying on excessive leverage, which ultimately exposed them to liquidations during the price volatility. Why is that? Because the market maker will always win. So be careful trading, whether it's shorting or longing when you're trading with leverage, family. Now, Bitcoin options leave room for the upside surprise in the case of the spot Bitcoin ETF approval, and to assess whether the dip below 41,000 dashed the bullish hopes, one should examine the Bitcoin options market. During anticipation of the Bitcoin price drop, the Delta 25% SKU tends to rise above 7%, and in contrast, periods of excitement typically see a Delta SKU below negative 7%. So notice how the Bitcoin options SKU barely changed during the recent drop on January 3rd, indicating that pro traders were not affected and did not rush for protective put options. If these traders had feared a negative or postponed ETF decision, the 25% SKU indicator would have shifted accordingly. So exactly, most folk are extremely bullish on the prospects of this ETF clearly. And experienced traders appear unaffected by the price swing and are accustomed to the FOMO and FUD, and that surrounds significant events like a potential ETF approval. Nonetheless, this does not guarantee a bull run above 45,000 ahead of the SEC decision, especially given that investors had ample time to accumulate and strategize due to the regulators' publicized deadlines. So there you have it. And quoting Samson Mao, Bitcoin dropped 5,000 on some fake news from a no-name analyst. Imagine what happens when a dozen ETFs are approved and start smash. Market buy-in, let's go. And quoting James Safart with a little update here for everyone asking about today. Today, we're looking for the 19B4 amendment filings that'll include changes that the SEC and issuers have been discussing for weeks, namely cash, create, redeem. Honestly, I expected these by now. Still expecting potential approval orders next week. And this was off the back of the news that Balchunas shared. The SEC is giving final comments as we speak. He wrote this yesterday. Then issuers will submit final 19B4s and S1s soon after. So, I mean, this is definitely a close to done as we have been, but no official approval as far as I know. So there you go. Do you think we get this approval today? I'll let you boy. Frank the Tank Degen, welcome family. ETF approval by Wednesday, says Phil C. Is that by the 8th? Well, actually the 8th is that Monday? Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, the 8th is going to be Monday, so the deadline is Wednesday. When Qatar Wealth Fund? That's an excellent question, nothingness. When are we going to get that $500 billion converted into Bitcoin? Great question. Great. I'm on in a Ponzi scheme. Love it, says Keith Hunt. No, the ultimate Ponzi scheme is the US dollar. Loud and clear from England. I appreciate that, Sea-Dog. What it do? Smash those likes. Appreciate that. Bears are out embarrassing themselves and ignoring the facts again, as always, Will. Y'all take the HS kids getting edged by local 304. How you know, Phil? I'll bet you $100 you're wrong. Treasure Christie says, I'm considering selling my cat to buy the dip, but I just can't make myself... I only been liquidated once. Bad bowl of chili. Oh, snap. Could have happened to anyone. Bitcoin can hit 46.40 and back to 46 again before the ETF. Good point, 2 for 1. Welcome to the stream. Megadon JV, let's go with the ETF, Bitcoin and kombucha. Oh, you already know, family. You already know. Yeah, it's pointless to save your money in dollars. Amen. Only keep in the bank what you can afford to lose. You know what I mean? Here's what Sailor has to say.
Bitcoin. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset.
Poland in the building. What up, fam? Elzante. Shout out Julius360. Appreciate you tuning in from El Salvador, land of the free, home of the brave. Just got here. What I miss? You missed so much, man. We just announced the approval of the... I'm just playing with you. There has been no approval yet. All speculation at this point, but there is a strong possibility it gets approved today. If not today, more than likely going to be Monday or Tuesday next week. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Nice, clear voice. Thank you, Rue. Appreciate it. Got my kombucha. Synergy generate. Yum. That's what's up. Enjoy it. Suspect recent price action. Yeah, always is suspect. I never sold my kitty. Well, that's good. You don't want to be selling your animals, family. If anything, sell something in the garage you're not using. What up, Crypto News Alerts fam? Shout out Tough T. Yo, you almost got me. What's happening, my guy? We're hearing false rumors all day in the chat. People like, it's been approved. It's been rejected. It's crazy. Be patient, everyone. Have a long-term investing strategy. Life is too short to stress out. Well said, Lax Sky. I second that. A deal is a deal. What date are you saying? Man, I think it'll be Tuesday, but who knows? Good point. There's also the possibility or prospect it doesn't get approved in January. We're going to be discussing all scenarios. The focus of today is on the ETF, so you're going to be hearing the latest news. I pulled up all the trending headlines and what's going on. Even some conspiracy theories, of course, I got to share with you from Alex Jones regarding BlackRock, which we'll be sharing towards the latter end of the show. I'm proud to be a hodler. Amen, aren't we all? Hi from Nigeria, Popsicle Ice, Nigeria in the building. What if they delay and then reject? Well, guess what? Bitcoin don't need ETF and Bitcoin doesn't need Wall Street. Wall Street and ETF need Bitcoin. So Bitcoin will continue to do its damn thing with or without the ETF. We've never needed it before and we've done just fine. So keep that in mind. For real, for real. I mean, sir, welcome. If not approved today, do you think we'll be dumping over the weekend? No, not necessarily. I think most people, including the experts, have been anticipating the deadline, January 10th. So I don't think we'll continue dumping. In fact, we may start pumping this weekend regardless if we get the news or not. What do you guys think? BlackRock to buy 10 million today. That's what the headlines read, Megadon. They supposed to have a couple of days ago. They didn't pull the trigger, apparently. So now they're saying they're going to be buying today. But you never know with BlackRock. Trust nobody. Verify everything. And everything you hear, take with a grain of salt. You know the name of the game. I miss when scams were just Nigerian princes trying to sell us gold. Right? We've all received those ones before. Teddy bear pumping. I put 1K and now it's 30 G's. Is that an altcoin called Teddy Bear? That's actually quite hilarious. Well, if I win, you win. You're going to have T9 download it. You think they can just try to jail Sailor? For what? He has to break the law in order to jail him. Remember they hit Sailor with some tax fraud BS for not paying taxes, and that turned out to be false. And I never heard that story again. So yeah, don't put nothing past them, but as long as they don't break the law, he should be okay. ETF just goes away. Here's the good news. Michael Saylor and Satoshi are not on the Epstein list. I can't speak for anyone else. JV, not on the Epstein list. Max Geyser, not on the Epstein list. So we're golden. Bitcoin's looking strong. Your boy is a whole coiner. Oh, congratulations, S-Dot. That's major. So congratulations, family. Super happy for you. Everyone show him some love for becoming a whole coiner. That's quite the feat to accomplish. You know what I mean? Most people dream of being a whole coiner. When the ETF gets approved, someone will probably spam Bitcoin with Gary Gensler inscriptions. Probably. Can you tell us about, I've never heard of XAI, family? We focus on Bitcoin here at Crypto News Alerts. You know how it is. They will probably announce over the weekend, expecting to manipulate the market to create some time to get in, forgetting the crypto trades 24/7. Roy, yeah, anything's possible. We looking strong, Roy. Demi says, nice. Congrats, Dot. Anybody remember Max Coin? Whoop, whoop, wop, wop. Jamie Dimon, I'm sure, was on that list. Yes, he was actually the banker for Epstein. So, of course, that shouldn't be shocking. From the meeting, the Bitcoin ETF has been rejected. They'll announce the rejection in March. Did it a few times, 2013, says Buzz Kindling. Congrats on the whole coin S-Dot. S-Dot's celebrating right now. What a great way to start off the year, family. But anyways, we got a lot to cover. We did our TA. So now let's dive into Bitcoin miner, Marathon Digital's pretty massive year or month, 1,853 Bitcoin mined just in the month of December alone. That's pretty amazing. Bitcoin miner Marathon Digital Holdings noticed itself a new production record, mining more Bitcoin in December than any month prior. According to the January 4th press release, the Florida-based firm, Go Florida, reported mining 1,853 BTC in December, a 56% increase from November and a 290% increase from December of 2022. Here's what they claim. We believe this to be the highest monthly total ever recorded by a public Bitcoin mining company. So the miners right now are crushing. Core Scientific previously claimed it mined the most monthly Bitcoin in January of 2023 after producing 1,527 BTC. Marathon's recent figures surpassed that by more than 300 Bitcoin, as they announced right here on January 4th on X. Marathon Digital Holdings December 2023 Bitcoin production update is here. Record Bitcoin production of 1,853 BTC in December and 12,852 Bitcoins in 2023. Increased average operational hash rate 18%. To 22.4 exahashes per second. Bitcoin holdings now over 15,000 with total cash on board of Bitcoin, well worth over $1 billion. That's pretty major. Now, Marathon chairman and CEO Fried Thiel said the record-setting monthly production could be attributed to the 18.4% monthly increase in hash rate to 22.4 exahashes per second. December 19th, Marathon announced plans to purchase 2 mining centers for $179 million. Which will also see an additional 390 megawatts of mining capacity added to its existing 584 megawatt output. Quoting them again, we continue to target 30% growth in energized hash rate in 2024, and with the recently announced acquisition of the 2 sites from Generate Capital, we expect to reach 50 exahashes in the next 18 to 24 months. So they're anticipating 30% monthly growth. Pretty lit. And on December 28th, Marathon briefly topped the charts as the most traded publicly company amongst mid and large cap firms on the US stock market. The company witnessed a staggering $3.3 billion in daily trading volume, beating out the blue chip market darlings such as Tesla, Apple, and Amazon on the day. Marathon's December performance comes amid a renewed push from Bitcoin mining firms to expand operations ahead of the expected approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs, which they say could be approved today. If not, most likely going to be next week. Now, on December 5th, competitor mining firm Riot Platforms acquired an additional $291 million worth of Bitcoin mining rigs, marking the largest increase in the hash rate in the firm's history. So there you have it. Also like to throw out there, major, I think the largest miner in Russia announced building a Bitcoin mining hub in the country of Ethiopia over in the continent of Africa. I would imagine that the energy prices in Ethiopia are extremely competitive, hence why Russia is opening up shop. So clearly, Bitcoin mining is super profitable. All the major miners, their stocks are through the roof in 2023. So let me know if you hold any Bitcoin mining stocks and how many of you actually mine Bitcoin yourself. Holla at your boy. And welcome everyone just joining the live stream. Be sure to smash those likes. I greatly appreciate it, fam. We got a lot of news to cover here today. A lot of breaking news as well as potential ETF approval still can be today. It's still early. It's only noontime Eastern right now in New York. So we still got another 5 hours of business hours, which we can see a potential approval. Shout out to Awesome Beast 777. I greatly appreciate the support, family. I'll toast to that. Cheers. Shout out to Suranath Gupta. I appreciate you subbing to the pod. Welcome, family. Driving and listening. That's what's up, McLovin. Cheers, family. Well, my message said, seeing your dart stop getting high. I don't know what that means. Forrest Gump, welcome. Germany. Shout out to Germany. 21 Spiel Sats Siege 21. I mine Bitcoin Gold. Right on S. How long have you been mining Bitcoin Gold for? And what are some of your costs and rewards if you were to share that, if you don't mind? Sir Dinio, welcome, fam. Will Bitcoin go to 44? Absolutely. Question when? Don't know. Hopefully today. I think we pump this weekend regardless if we get any ETF approval news. What do you guys think? Bitcoin could still make history with a new all-time high. Front run the halving. 100% 2 for 1. We can hit 6 figures prior to the halving scheduled to take place in 3 months in April. 100%. Just expanded my rig to more than 7900's old school. Right on, S. Smoking and watching. Happy 420 Cryptolution. Release the flood. Let's go. Peace, everyone. Shout out Jasesh X. What it do? What do you guys think about Polkadot? Is it still good? I remember the last cycle, it crushed. It came out of nowhere, became a top coin. I would anticipate it does very good this cycle, but what do you guys think? Will XRP go higher? I think so. I think a rising tide rises all ships. I think all the top cryptos are likely to moon this bull market. What are your thoughts? I'm a Bitcoin daddy. I am grown, says Bradley Clark. Smoking all day. Happy 1202. It's the DOGG. JV. Hello from Holland. Welcome, Angelo. Appreciate you. I think the remaining Bitcoin is going to be mined a lot faster than the projections say with increased computing power. Right on. You got games on your phone, as Bradley Clark. Let's get this. Number 1 heats my living room during the winter. The mining rig. Nice. Feeding 2 birds with 1 seed, I see. Wonder if my badge will auto turn light blue. It should, family. I think your second month of being a member, you'll get the light blue badge. The initial month was the dark blue. So second month, you should see a light blue. And then every month it's going to change color. Best layer 1 to invest aside from ETH and BNB, asks Kit Kat. Waiting for the Omega candle. Welcome. I am on the dApps. Crush my own flower. My man. I stay high every day, says Keith. What is it? What it do? Welcome, Daniel. Hey, bro. What it do? Love from India. What about ICP? ICP has been crushing. One of the top gainers as far as alts are concerned over the past months. I'd buy more ICP, says Keith. Why is Bitcoin down? Early bird gets the worm. Invested a small amount into 4 miners. You got Riot, CLSK. That's what's up, Lax Guy. Well done, family. Shout out to Will. Appreciate the super. Congratulations, Silas. You've just been blessed from Will, so thank Will. Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle, keeping me entertained. Why? I watched that new Cat Williams interview with Shannon Sharp actually last night. I really enjoyed it. I'm a fan. I like Cat Williams. And I also, of course, love Chappelle. I didn't get to see the new Chappelle yet, the Netflix special. I'll have to check it out. I did see a clip, though. It looked pretty good. I love Bitcoin and I love you people. Shout out Bradley Clark. What it do? Can an exchange or software prevent you from closing a profitable Bitcoin trade? Ask Stupid Bitcoin. I don't know. What up, Passive? Thanks for gifting another membership to Stupid Bitcoin. You've just been blessed. Billy Bong Thornton. Is that the name of your bong, fam? I appreciate y'all. We now have 700 people here in the chat. I'll cheers to that. Welcome, everyone. The chat's getting lit. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, want to know why I love Kat and Dave? They speak the truth, and they're unwilling to sell their souls like everyone else in Hollywood. So you got to respect that. Mad respect for not selling their souls and keeping it 100. Rachel, appreciate you, JV. Here for us every day, strong and reliable. Love the gratitude. Greatly appreciate your support. It's you guys that get me excited to come on here and every day and do these 2-hour streams. I appreciate that. New Chappelle is funny as what? Good to note, Jennifer. Can't wait to see it. I've met Chappelle in Clearwater, Florida, when he did some stand-up many years back with my buddies. And I've been to a couple of cat stand-ups in Tampa, Florida. I didn't get to meet him, but it was insane energy like I've never seen before. D's Bong, says Phil. Bong Marley. I like that one. What up, Christy? Good to see you, family. But anyways, we still got a lot to cover, so let's dive into our next story of the day. If you're just joining us, be sure to smash those likes. I appreciate it. Let's discuss this SEC pressure coming in right now. Here's the headline. The SEC has been backed into a corner on the Bitcoin ETF approval, according to the Bloomberg analyst. The U.S. SEC has been backed into a corner to approve the spot ETF in the opinion of James Seyffart. During a private webinar with Crypto Quant yesterday, January 4th, Seyffart said the investment vehicle has a 90% chance of receiving the green light next week, although challenges may still arrive. Quoting him here, the SEC is either going to have to come up with a new reason because you have been denying these ETFs for all these reasons. Court said those reasons don't matter anymore, and now you're coming out with new reasons. I don't think that's an option for the SEC. The other option is to get them to withdraw, in which case, again, I don't think that's likely because the SEC is backed into a corner here. I think they have to approve. Seyfart's comments referred to the latest developments following BlackRock's filing for the spot Bitcoin ETF, which kicked it off back in June. Since then, the SEC officials have held dozens of meetings with asset managers in line for the approval, addressing concerns and requesting adjustments. In addition, the regulator lost a court battle in August with one of the firms in the race, Grayscale, over the conversion of its over-the-counter Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into a listed Bitcoin ETF. In addition, the analyst shared his thoughts on Matrix Port's latest report on the potential rejection of the proposals, which caused the $5,000 drop of the Bitcoin price, and we recovered within 24 hours because we all know that was not more than FUD. But here's what he shared on that. We just completely disagree, to be honest, he noted, clarifying that concerns about the approval requirements or Coinbase's role in surveillance agreements have been addressed over the previous months through amendments made by the asset managers. And then the third option, which is the one I am kind of worried about at the back of my mind, is like somebody going nuclear, like Gary just kind of doing, I guess, denying would be going nuclear, which I don't think that's going to happen either. This is a super huge tail risk event. So a go-ahead in the coming days can bring $10 billion worth of inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs in the first year, according to Seyffart. I do not think we're going to get over $100 billion in the first year or two. To put it into perspective, gold ETFs have about $100 billion in the US in total. Now, furthermore, Seyffart warned that widespread adoption could take weeks or even months, as additional institutional investors will likely carry out due diligence before adding the crypto to their portfolios. Quoting him again, a lot of the big institutions, these warehouses, these platforms where brokers or advisors work, they can't just buy anything they want. There's like an approved list and a not approved list. You got to realize there are some of the most sophisticated traders in the world. It's not like some random person in their basement clicking buy on Coinbase. These are sophisticated people getting exposure. Now, the final decision by the SEC is due January 10th, right around the corner, 5 more days. Seyffart anticipates a collective approval for all the applicants, noting Grayscale's conversion might require a few additional days compared to the other proposed funds. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the top leading ETF analyst, James Seyffart, that January 10th is a go, 90% approval chances. We still have the prospect of it happening today too. It's still early in the day. It's only about noon Eastern time right now at the time of this live. Pepe ETF. Oh no. We're going to get a Bitcoin ETF. Then more than likely the Ethereum ETF will come after. They pushed back all the deadlines for that to May, giving ample time for these Bitcoin ETFs to move. Gensler needs to be called before Congress. Never mind. I mean, he's been called in front of Congress numerous times. They say, Gary, you need to approve these ETFs immediately, but yet he still kicks the can down the road. So this guy can't be trusted. I think they need to fire Gensler. If you agree, I think Gensler should be fired for his racketeering in the SEC and for his delays and for being no Claire Gare and providing no clarity and pushing the crypto industry back. Put a 1 in the chat. I'm curious if you'd like to see Gensler get replaced. Holla. Put a 1 in the chat only if you want to see Gensler get replaced. 72 hours after the deadline, January 13th, short squeeze. Okay, then, I can do it. SEC is getting squeezed by the courts. Better close your shorts. 100%. Glad you're all worried about my phone's autocorrect grammar. Fire Gensler, says Frank the Tank. Amen. Do you guys agree? Put a 1 in the chat. Just curious. If you like Gensler, for whatever reason, I won't take it personal, put a 2. What up, Kyle? Should I buy this dip or wait for the news? I think dips are meant for buy-in, so why not? Take advantage of it. 11111, 11111, S dot, they called me crazy over Bitcoin Gold, says Keith. 1111, 111, 111. Yeah, fire Gensler. I think it's unanimous. Unanimous. Relaxing. No worries. 11111, uno mas. 1 times 1,000. Yeah, Bitcoin's only down 2%, exactly. But you know what? How much are we down from the top? Do the math. I don't know the math off the top. Maybe we're down 30% or so. But massive discount from the 69,000 top achieved in 2021, right? 1111. If you're in it for the long haul and you're going to be hodling for cycles to come, no brainer, smash by the dip, fam. 1111. If you're gambling and speculating and looking to like trade tomorrow, then no, don't buy. Just keep trading and doing your thing. Absolutely. 11111. All roads lead to Bitcoin. 1. Yeah, we don't care if we lose money. Hold, Spartans. 1. Guess what? You never lose if you don't sell. 1 Bitcoin still equivalent to 1 Bitcoin. If you bought 1 Bitcoin at the top at 69,000 and you didn't sell, you didn't lose a dime. Your Bitcoin is still equivalent to 1 Bitcoin. So stop getting it twisted with the fiat temporary price, family. 11111. You don't sell, you can't lose. You hodl. Hodl gang. Hodl be thy name. Shout out to the hodl gang. 111. Either way, 11. It's unanimous. Everyone says fire Gensler. Imagine a few days ago we were celebrating the 40. Precisely. Gensler is just misunderstood, says Brian. Well, who are his bosses? 1 trillion, says Desmond. BlackRock is probably Gary's boss. 1 hodl on for dear life. Still time to buy some biddies. Hold your breath. Turn Gary into an ETF long process would starve him out. Look at your dog. Yeah, shout out Nipsey, the mascot of the channel. Bitcoin Gold, make Bitcoin decentralized again. You think the price of your screen is real? 1 says Cosmo. Fire Bankman, buddy. Right on. Fire Bankman's buddy. He was colluding with Bankman-Fried. That is correct. How many meetings have they had? Many. And I wonder what they were discussing. I'd pay to be a fly on the wall. And why do you think Bankman-Fried just got 6 criminal charges dropped by the Department of Justice? Are you starting to understand how corrupt the governments are, especially in the United States? Are you starting to recognize that? Hopefully y'all see that. Michael Saylor will always buy the top because fiat has no bottom. And speaking of Saylor,
There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best, okay? But take all your money, buy Bitcoin. Then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then
preach. God Spike, 1 million. Send it. God Candle. I'm so ready. Warren is Gensler's boss. He wants Janet Yellen's job when she leaves. Right on. Yeah, we don't trust none of those shady mofos. The Warrens, the Yellens, the Lagardes, all of them. FTX. Big up, JV. Shout out to Proof. Some of these comments I can't even read. What do you think going to happen to Mara after the approval? You talking about Marathon Digital? Salad Fingers is a classic YouTube cartoon. What do you think of TRX? I know it's a fast crypto, but I'm not a fan of Tron or Justin Sun personally. Salad hands. You love that speech. I mean, it's the best speech ever.
Take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with.
Just buy Bitcoin is the message of the day.
And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin.
Tell them, Sailor. Anyways, family, keep the comments coming. It's lit. I appreciate it. We now have over 830 people in the live chat. Keep them coming. We're going to have over 1,000 before the end of the show. We still got a few more stories to share. So let's dive into our next and continue with where we left off with discussing our Bitcoin ETFs. A shout out to Reggie Figueroa. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Much love, much respect. So here we go. Only 39% of the financial advisors believe a Bitcoin ETF will be approved this year in 2024, according to Bitwise. Now, Bitwise has been launching their ETF commercials. Let me know if you've seen any of them. And also, Hashdex just released another ETF commercial this morning, which I shared on X. If you haven't checked it out, be sure to check it out. While many crypto hodlers anxiously await this approval for the Bitcoin ETF in the US, one group of financial experts appear to be pessimistic about this prospect. According to a survey from the ETF issuer Bitwise, published on January 4th, only 39% of the US-based financial advisors believe a Bitcoin ETF will be approved this year. That's a little shocking to me. I mean, actually, I'll keep it real. That's very shocking to me. Why do you think that is? Let me know your thoughts. The survey asked financial advisors across the country several questions with participants ranging from registered investment advisors, financial planners, institutional investors, and wirehouse reps. And when participants were asked to select the time period for when they expect the spot Bitcoin ETF to be approved, only 39% answered 2024. So makes you wonder. This contrasts with some experts who expect ETFs to be approved by the 10th. Now, despite the pessimism, most surveyed advisors do expect the Bitcoin ETF to be approved eventually. 22% stated an approval would come in 2025, and 24% answered after 2025. I guess they have no faith in Chairman Gary Gensler over at the SEC to have saying it's not even going to be approved for this year. Now, another 2% stated the approval would come in 2023. 2%. Although this prediction didn't materialize. When added together, this implies that a full 87% believe that an ETF will be approved eventually. 12% answered never when asked this question. So we have no faith in Chairman Gary Gensler. The survey also suggests that many advisors are eager to see an ETF approved, even if they don't think it'll happen soon. Some participants said they wanted to buy Bitcoin for themselves, for their clients, for the first time. And when these particular advisors were asked if they would prefer to buy before or after an ETF is approved, 88% of them answered after a spot Bitcoin ETF is approved in the US. Now, for years, ETF issuers have struggled to get a spot Bitcoin ETF approved by the US SEC. In fact, it's been a decade now. But in June of last year, Grayscale appealed the agency's rejection of its spot Bitcoin ETF proposal. Grayscale won its appeal back in August, forcing the SEC to reconsider the application. And since then, an increasing number of experts have argued that an ETF will soon be approved. The SEC has a deadline of January 10th, which is in 5 more days, to approve or reject the ARK 21 shares spot Bitcoin ETF, while the deadlines for some of the other funds are set for March. So there you have it, my crypto fam. What are your thoughts on that? And do you also find it alarming that many of them are not even in anticipation of the approval for this year of 2024? Let me know your thoughts. Dude, do you ever do anything other than just read? Yes, I do Q&A, fam. Crypto Visor. Q&A each and every day. In fact, this is typically a 2-hour show, 30 minutes of reading the news, the headlines, the articles, and about 90 minutes of interaction with you guys and expressing my own personal thoughts. So you must be new here. Welcome to the channel. Financial advisors don't even say not financial advice. Well, it goes to show you how little financial advisors know. And if you really think about that, did I just read 88% of them don't even want to invest into Bitcoin until after an ETF is approved? Just goes to show you they're clueless with the most appreciated asset in human history, For real, for real. You know what I mean? We still up 160% on the year. Good point, Will. You got to remember how we started off 2023 and how we ended 2022. It was a disaster. Look where we at now. Look at me now, Mom. Look at me now. Bitcoin is up. You still think it's not a rigged system? People dying to protect wage slavery. There you go. Love the show. Says back for more. Appreciate that, fam. JV, Boston, Obi in the house, mofo. Keep up the good work. Cheers, Obi. Appreciate it. JV is the ultimate Bitcoin MC. 100%. If only I could have DJ Premier on the ones and twos as I'm spitting my Bitcoin bars. Let's go. I enjoy the reading. Watch the show for the daily news. Thank you, Fox Base. Yeah, please talk more and read less. I want your thoughts. Well, you can't have my thoughts. You're not my mother. You trying to control JV? Oh, hell no. I can't wait for the Puerto Rico party. Amen. 100K Fiesta is incoming, fam. You already know. Be sure to join the Discord, discord.cryptonewsalerts.net. Pump it up, JV. Appreciate that. Favorite crypto channel right here. To the moon. Marafricas. You guys are awesome. Where my Bitcoin at? We right here, dog. JV is the Flavor Flav of Bitcoin. Oh, no. Most of these advisors are used to the old financial system rules. Good point. What up, Melda? The legend of Melda is here. Good to see you, sis. I feel like they will deny ARK. BlackRock will be first. Do you think there'll be a dump after the ETF approval? No, I don't think it's a sell the news event, as Jim Cramer said, specifically because Jim Cramer said it's going to be a sell the news event. So I'm 100% convinced it's not. Also, I think it's a bullish occasion. I think we're going to pump like a mofo, as Samson Mao pointed out earlier. I'm going to read the tweet again. Bitcoin dropped 5,000 on some fake news from a no-name analyst. Imagine what happens when a dozen ETFs are approved and the smart smash market buying. So you already know, family. So yeah, JV in the house, TGIF, you already know. I required Bitcoin in 2016 from my financial advisor. He declined. I took my money and bought Bitcoin myself. Boss. My grandma just spoke to Larry and they said approved at 2:35 p.m. today. There you go. Cheers to your grandma. We appreciate the insights coming from Grandmama. Remember Grandmama, Larry Johnson back in the day? Trading Club, thanks for the sub, family. Greatly appreciate that. ETF is going to be approved. Jim turns bearish. 100K God Candle program sit. Let's go. Welcome, everyone, just joining into the stream. We still got a few more stories to cover. So where did we leave off? We covered these Bitcoin ETFs. Now we're going to discuss the approval today and the prospects of that happening. So here we go. Rumor mill goes into overdrive for a spot Bitcoin ETF approval today on Friday. Could this be the Friday of all Fridays, January 5th? What are your thoughts, family? Here we go. Speculation that the SEC is set to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF on Friday has reached a fever pitch on social media. A tweet from Grayscale's legal chief said that it was just filling out some forms in addition to a widely shared tweet from a reporter has fueled speculation approval can come today. Several analysts still expect potential approvals to come next week, however, so you got to keep that in mind. In a January 4th post, TechCrunch reporter Jacqueline cited sources extremely close to the matter to suggest multiple ETFs can be approved and is expecting something today. Quoting her here, heard from sources extremely close to the matter that the Bitcoin spot ETF is going to be approved by the SEC for multiple firms' applications. Others have taken particular interest in a cryptic tweet from Grayscale's chief legal officer saying he was just filling out some forms, which has garnered 1.9 million views and 6,700 likes since the post. Meanwhile, the hashtag Bitcoin ETF and the term Bitcoin ETFs is currently trending on Twitter, and the price of Bitcoin has also been climbing since its sharp January 3rd drawdown, up 3.4% in the past 24 hours. So, are we going to get this Bitcoin ETF today, family? What are your thoughts? Now, the rumor mill is going full stream, according to Scott Melker, and Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seyfarth described much of the speculation around January 5th approval as noise, saying he still expects the approval to arrive between January 8th and the 10th. Now, the 8th would be Monday, and the 10th would be Wednesday of next week. Similarly, attorney and commercial litigator Joe Carlasara pointed out that the public comment period for several ETF apps doesn't close until midnight, January 5th. So in his view, this makes it very unlikely the approval would arrive anytime before the start of next week. Now, senior ETF analyst Balchunas explained the SEC is currently providing final comments and that the issuers will soon file their final 19B4s and S1 forms soon afterward, which I mentioned earlier. Both forms need to be approved by the SEC before an ETF can start trading, though an approved 19B4 form is required for the spot Bitcoin ETF to be effectively approved. Now, Scott Johnson, the general partner at VB Capital, said he was still skeptical that an ETF approval could be issued before next week. Quoting him here, unless there are 19B4 apps that are already all clear and the SEC doesn't care about simultaneous approval. There are 14 issuers vying for the spot Bitcoin ETF, including BlackRock, Valkyrie, ARK Invest, 21 Shares, Bitwise, and Fidelity. So there you have it. I mean, we got another 4.5 hours in the day. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm also anticipating approval, not likely today. However, anything's always possible. So we got to keep open those possibilities, family. What are your thoughts? Say fart, Melda. Let's go conspiracy talk, please. Conspiracy talk incoming. We got a pretty awesome tweet from Alex Jones this morning on BlackRock. He has been very adamant about his thoughts on BlackRock, and I respect Alex. I'm glad he's back on X and has his account restored, because now we get to share Alex Jones news on Crypto News Alerts, which is always lit. I'm going to be sharing the latest conspiracies regarding rejection of these ETFs, because we cover all scenarios. Gensler will wait to approve until the last minute. At this point, it's like pride thing with him. He's going to make sure you know who's in charge. For real, Christy says, hi, everybody from Roma. Shout out Roma family. Pump the likes. I love Bitcoin. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it. Cheers, OG Blockchain. Appreciate you, family. Shout out to Kak Dong. I appreciate you subbing to the pod, family. I am so bull-tarded, says Phil C. The Bulls are in the house. BlackRock will be the first. That rodent Gensler will claim it wasn't intentional, says Nate. That rodent. Gary's hair has been running away from his face for years, and I don't blame him. 38,000, says Callie. It's not plausible to approve today. It makes no sense to approve at the end of the week, but I do hope for today. Amen. I think we all feel the same way. Cupasa Papa. Shout out Rudy. Cheers. Alex Jones is a grifter. How dare you? I'm an Alex fan. I'll keep it 100. A lot of you guys are probably going to hate me for that, but I like Alex. I've been following him for decades. Big fan. I respect him tremendously. With current state of Binance, we'll see the approved ETF. What about crypto regulations? That's a good question, Deepak. I think the ETF is inevitable because they can only push it back for so much longer. However, there's no guarantee we're going to get the approval next week. It's just speculation. According to the top experts and all of you guys following the show, you know there's a lot of applications being revived left and right on a daily basis. So we know it's a coming. Invite me to Puerto Rico, Orlando, Florida here. Shout out Orlando. I need 100K Bitcoin. Don't we all, Andres? ICP opinion. It's going to continue to pump. How many Bitcoin does Gary Gensler already have in his wallet? He claims he don't own any cryptocurrency, but I don't believe him or anything he says. What about you guys? Hi from Brazil. Shout out Darcy. Appreciate you. Can you put me up while I house hunt, fam? No, I'm not putting anyone up. S. Dot. I have a family. I need my privacy. However, it's very inexpensive. You can rent a place. You know what I mean? Do that whole thing. We will see approval on the 10th of January. Greetings from Poland. Shout out, Andre. I appreciate you tuning in from Poland. Alex Jones is right about everything. Haters are going to hate, says Christy. Good point. Good morning, fam. What do you guys do to my Bitcoin price? What up, Casey? What it do? You know how many people waiting for Bitcoin to hit 30 again? It's the same as those waiting for 15, and we want 25. 200,000, send it. January is too soon. Too many unknowns. Kazin, you missed it. I bet $100 that the ETF will be approved by close of business Wednesday. $100 in Bitcoin. Happy me. Who'd you bet, Phil? How many Bitcoin do you have? I lost all mine due to global warming. I should have listened to Greta Thunberg. OMD, welcome to the pod. Thanks for subbing, family. I'm also from Poland. How weird. Oh, that's what's up, KJam. Smash the likes. We got 811 people here right now. We're also streaming on Rumble. Crypto Surfer, I appreciate you subbing, family. But anyways, let's get to our featured story of the day. Here's what you all want to hear about. Here's the latest ETF conspiracy. That's right. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF Rejection conspiracy. We're actually going to start with a tweet from Alex Jones. Shout out to Alex Jones. So he tweeted right here, and let's see the time frame he tweeted it. On January 5th at 10:03 a.m. this morning, just a couple hours ago. BlackRock is the conductor controlling over 85% of planetary wealth. 99% of the Fortune 500 take direct orders from BlackRock. Larry Fink openly brags about how he controls our behavior through the ESG regime. Their public goal is a 90% reduction in population. Men like Fink and Gates must be exposed. It's time to take our power back. The lockdowns, the poison shots, the open borders, the new wars, the attacks on the family, it all comes from this death cult. The parasite class has stolen the world and now wants most of us dead. They are coming for all of us. This is total war. So there you have it. Now, Jones, I think there was another tweet here. People ask me how I'm able to predict what is coming decades ahead of time. I don't have a crystal ball. I study the globalists' own documents. The World Economic Forum and BlackRock battle plan is public. It's all taking place in full view. The end game is 90% population reduction, AKA, what's the term we use for that? Population control, eugenesis, right? Eugenics. But first, they must smash the West, resist or die. So there you go. Now, Max recently tweeted yesterday, source, a delay in Bitcoin ETF listing connected to coordination with possible anti-self custody laws. And a couple of weeks ago, he dropped the bomb. In 40 years of finance, I have never seen such coordination and cooperation by so many financial institutions working hand in glove with the regulators and politicians, as I'm seeing with the coming wave of Bitcoin ETFs. I think we may be in for an unwelcome surprise. And he elaborates, seems like all these Bitcoin ETFs have agreed to cash in, cash out. Investors will track the price, but have no claim on actual BTC, a fiat money version of Bitcoin. Simultaneously, Washington is apparently looking to ban self-custody. If this is true, it's exceptional due to the size of the highly coordinated bait and switch by Wall Street and Washington. The best way to beat this move is to move to Bitcoin country, El Salvador. And a quick shout out to Lee. I appreciate the super. And a shout out to the real Gary Gensler. Lee wrote, yo, CNA, what's happening? Quick update. Coinbase just verified Jesus coin and that it meets listing criteria. Just saying. God bless Lee. And the real Gary Gensler wrote, Alex Jones, as trash as it gets. January 10th, baby. Gary Gensler. Gary is always a hoot here on the channel. So thank you for sharing, Gary, and I appreciate those supers. But back to our breaking news. So continuing on with where I left off. Max also wrote, the timing of this is also very interesting. A conspiracy theorist might say the 69,370 BTC are now a key part of the collateral backing these ETF rollouts. The government and proxies get the benefit of the price appreciation on their actual Bitcoin as billions flow into the new fake Bitcoin ETFs. And this was off the back of the news that Gaber Gerbach shared. U.S. Appeals Court approved the forfeiture of 69,000 Bitcoin from the Silk Road case. People are speculating if and when the U.S. government would sell the coins. I wonder why one that can just print money would sell hard assets. Just a thought. What are your thoughts on that? Please do let me know. And adding to that, he also wrote GBTC has approximately 600,000 BTC. The deal with the government to get the ETF approval via the SEC and Gensler. And remember, Barry Silbert has been caught engaging in accounting irregularities, so needs a friend in the Department of Justice. It is to make those Bitcoin easily available to the government in certain circumstances, like an economic emergency. That is 100% already baked into the cake. So let me know your thoughts on some of these. And I'm actually going to be reading you this story here with the headline. Spot Bitcoin ETF capital. Could the funds potentially buy up all the Bitcoin in circulation? Now, also keep in mind, we have Mr. Michael Saylor. Him and his company control roughly 1% of the Bitcoin supply with roughly 200,000 Bitcoin. And his goal is to own 5% of the circulating Bitcoin supply, which means he's looking to accumulate another million BTC. But anyways, the long-awaited potential approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF in the US could mean the market sees Bitcoin supply suddenly drop as funds snap up as much as they can, or funds. Some market observers have predicted, with prominent firms like Ernst & Young expecting the US SEC approval to trigger massive demand from the institutions. Will the financial giants behind these ETFs leave any actual Bitcoin on the market for the rest of us? Now, a US-based spot Bitcoin ETF could bring up to $30 billion worth of fresh cash into Bitcoin, according to Lark Davis, who estimated in September of 2023. In such a scenario, spot Bitcoin ETF issuers would buy up about 50% of all the Bitcoin on the crypto exchanges to back their ETFs, is what he projected. Quoting him here, estimates are that a spot Bitcoin ETF would bring 20 to 30 billion of fresh cash into Bitcoin. They would buy about half of all the coins on the exchanges at the current prices. For reference, here's what happened to the gold when it first got its ETF approved in the US markets, as you can see here in that chart. But buying as much Bitcoin as possible would likely get tricky for anyone. Several industry execs agree. Quoting him here, theoretically, a company or government could attempt to buy a significant amount of Bitcoin, but acquiring all the Bitcoin in circulation is highly impractical, and we still have a significant unreleased supply of Bitcoin. This is quoting the Valkyrie CEO, Leah Wald. Now, Wald noted that Bitcoin supply is capped at 21 million coins, from which 1.4 million Bitcoin are yet to be mined. Quoting her again, Bitcoin's decentralized nature and the fact that many holders might refuse to sell at any price creates a natural barrier against monopoly. Now, Matt Hoogan, Chief Investment Officer of Bitwise, another spot Bitcoin ETF applicant alongside Valkyrie, also believes that no one could theoretically establish a monopoly on Bitcoin. Quoting him here, the scarcity principle, a well-established economic principle, tells us that the price of a scarce good will rise to meet demand. In other words, if someone tried to corner Bitcoin, the price would rise and rise and rise as more and more reluctant sellers were met. However, he also conceded that someone could still corner a significant amount of Bitcoin. BlackRock. Now, Jan 3 CEO Samson Mow echoed Hoogan's stance, expressing confidence that it would be difficult to buy all the Bitcoin in circulation due to the extremely high prices fueled by products like a spot Bitcoin ETF. Quoting Samson Mow, the price people are willing to sell increases when there are fewer coins available for sale. Good point. Basic supply and demand, stock to flow. And according to Mao, Bitcoin hodlers will have to think hard about whether they should sell their Bitcoin, given the depreciation risks of fiat currencies like the US dollar and the euro. Quoting him again. So as funds buy more Bitcoin and increase their assets under management, it'll become harder and harder to find willing sellers. That's right. And right now, the majority of the Bitcoin supply is in the hands of the long-term hodlers. Where are my long-term hodlers at? Make some noise in that live chat. Despite the high competition among potential spot Bitcoin ETF, these funds are likely to try to buy all the Bitcoin in circulation, according to David Gerard, author of the book, The Crypto Blog Attack of the 50-Foot Blockchain. Shout out Gerard. ETFs are part of using Bitcoin as a dollar derivative. The issuer doesn't care about the cryptocurrencies at all. They care about the dollars they can get from them. Preach. Lots of hodlers have way more Bitcoin than they are actual dollars trying to buy. The markets are thin. And although many industry watchers expect spot Bitcoin ETFs to fuel massive demand and thus potentially affect the Bitcoin price action, some execs like the BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes Just Blaze believe that successful ETFs can completely destroy Bitcoin, as we covered in great detail here on the show. And according to ARK Invest CEO Kathy Wood, some investors might sell on the news a spot Bitcoin ETF approval in the short term. And that's what, what's his name? Mr. Kramer. We inversed everything he says, but even Kramer's like, it's a sell the news event while Bitcoin is here to stay. But anyways, meanwhile, some believe that the potential approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF in the US could have little to no impact on the markets, as multiple spot Bitcoin ETFs have been trading for years in other parts of the world, such as Canada. However, the size of the U.S. capital markets is so large that this comparison may be irrelevant, at least according to ETF analyst Eric Balchunas, and I agree with that. The crypto market has never seen an injection of capital of this potential magnitude, Balchunas and other analysts have predicted. And you can see right here where the money is at. Assets in the trillions. And here, agree on the underestimating of advisors, love and trust of ETFs, as well as the sheer size of advisor assets under management. Here's a chart we use in some of our notes to try to explain this. The hard to get data is via Crowley, if I'm pronouncing that word right, but nonetheless. So there you have it, my fam. Let me know your thoughts on what Alex Jones had to share, and maybe I'll share one more bonus tweet. This is something quoting Alex Jones, they don't want us to know that there's global BlackRock corporate mafia that wants to control the world and cloaks itself in liberalism and wokeism to give them political cover while they drive us into World War III, devalue our currencies, and just destroy us. So there you have it. And shout out to Zero. I appreciate the super chat. Family, congratulations. O'Hardy. You've just been blessed with the MicroStrategy membership here on the channel. So thanks, Zero, for that one. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding this news that I share with you today? ETF approval, conspiracies? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below, and let's go. Sailor working for all shareholders. Amen. Hodler since 2016, says Megadon. That's what's up. Let's go, OGs. I'll toast to that. Cheers to another 10 years of hodling. Greatly appreciate that, family. Zero, I think, just gifted another membership. Shout out to the Crypto News Alerts fam. Hope all is well. It always is. Appreciate your kindness. Are you related to Crypto Chico? Your voices are similar. No relation, family. No relation. Bitcoin ETF will not be approved today. Historically, they're approved on Mondays or Tuesdays, so the retail cannot front run to Wall Street. Good point. Hodl gang, hodl gang, hodl gang. Welcome, Eric Castro. How you been, brother? Went to a Bitcoin meetup yesterday in Bakersfield, Cali, and was happy to find other people with laser eyes and listen to the best Bitcoin pod. I salute you, family. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. I always love a good conspiracy. I mean, who doesn't, Melda? Great minds think alike. Mr. Patel, thank you for subbing to the podcast, family. Shout out to all my Bitcoin ninjas out there doing your thing. Shout out to Peter Schiff, says Joel. Peter actually lives out here in Puerto Rico, believe it or not. What up, Thomas? 1 million Bitcoin is a sure thing someday. Send it to the moon and let's get it. And don't forget it. That's right. Let's go. Appreciate your family. Hodl gang. And we will have a after party on Rumble today, fam. Yesterday, the software didn't work properly, so we didn't get to stream on Rumble, so we're going to make up for it today. So when the YouTube stream ends, we'll all head on over to Rumble for the uncensored version of the pod. I'm going to be reacting to Anthony Pompliano's latest interview talking about the ETFs on CNBC. It also will premiere the new Hashdex Bitcoin ETF ad that officially went live today. Gensler has 3 daughters. We need Romeo on the inside to sink the Titanic. Yes. If approved, new laws come into the UK on the 8th. Basically proves it'll be announced on Monday. Right on. Rumble's up and running. Hallelujah. Thank God for that one. Shout out to the Rumble fam. I appreciate y'all patience. Looking forward to listening more. I just found your broadcast today. Appreciate that, OMD. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm here each and every day. This is pod episode number 1513. Not many other podcasters out there with 1,500 episodes. JV, what up? Late to the party. Got to watch the replay. All good, Juan Romero. Pura Vida, my fam. What it do? Welcome. I appreciate the support, family. Welcome, Subby. What it do? My friend, Bitcoin's going down or going up? It's going to go up and then down and then back up and back down and then back up is my prediction. Happy New Year, broskies and siskies. Vespa boy. What up, my boy? My friend is Bitcoin. Does Gensler's daughters look like him? Man, I'm not going to make fun of his daughters, but I digress there. Down to 25 G's. JV is an OG. I appreciate that, Bradley. Cheers. I'm not an OG. I believe the OGs are people like Melda who got started in crypto back in 2011. People like Max Kaiser, Andreas Antonopoulos. I'm a wannabe OG. I wish I got in at 2011. I didn't join crypto till 2017, family. But I'm here. All that Bitcoin in circulation. There's 2.5 million Bitcoin right now times 44 G's, baby. Like always, does JV. Cheers, Jennifer. Appreciate that. I see we're going back to a crab market, Casey. Simultaneously streaming JV on the 75-inch TV. Let's go, Eric. Remember this, peoples, that it's possible to not always probable. It is possible the earth will explode tomorrow, yes, but what's the probability? Good point, Subby. That's right. Shout out to the legend of Melda. That's super grip. The Grippy from Mississippi. Gensler needs some hair on his head and have cash reserves. Come on, JV. Speak to the SEC. Get the Bitcoin approved. They need your approval. Oh, man. Hey, Matrix report advises Bitcoin halving will not be approved. Oh, no, Russell. Did they say that too? No. The halving is not approved this year. Sorry, folks. Shout out to Ali. Cheers, family. Gavin Anderson, top G. There you go. I'm a half a top G. First bought Bitcoin June 21st, 2017. Well, congratulations, fam. Well done on that. Regulation in the UK is getting cray-cray, says Vesta Boy. Yeah, for real. It's cool watching this channel blow up because JV is an OG. You are, bro. I appreciate you, Dub Proof. On my 75-inch, JV looks like one of the gods. Nipsey, too. Yeah, much love. I lost my Bitcoin in a 6-turbine accident. Oh, no. But anyways, fam, we still got to do the uncensored version of the show. I'd love to just kick it here on YouTube because we still got 800 people in the house. So thank you for supporting the channel. But we're going to go to Rumble. And for those that don't know, I stream simultaneous the same time on YouTube and Rumble. YouTube stream ends. We continue with the uncensored version of Crypto News Alerts and uncensored JV exclusively on Rumble. So head on over to Rumble right now. Make sure you filled out that poll as well to let us know when you feel that ETF is going to be approved. We already have over 1,400 votes. I greatly appreciate that. But head on over to Rumble right now and let's get this after party started, shall we? And thanks for all the support on YouTube. I appreciate it. I'll be back this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern for the next live. Deuces, YouTube. Head on over to Rumble right now. Appreciate you, fam.